how are you, my students? Today we'll talk about exponential logarithmic function about limited, such that limited when x approximating to infinity, about function 1 plus 1 over x all power 7x, the result will be e power 7. Because this function limited when x approximating to infinity, about this function all power x, the result will be e power 7, it will be e power 7. And what about this example? Limited x approximating to infinity, 1 plus 1 over x all power 3x plus 4. We can use the properties about limited here, about function all power 3x, and this function power 4. And this function, the result will be e power 3, and multiplication by the result of this function, put x equal infinity here, 1 over infinity equals 0, 1 plus 0 equal 1, 1 power 4 equal 1, the result will be e power 3. Next question here, find limited when x approximating to infinity, about this function 1 plus 1 over 3x all power x plus 2. Okay, thinking we must write this function here like this. So this expression we must multiplication it by 3 and divided by third. I will multiplication by 3 here about this function will be limited when x approximating to infinity, 1 plus 1 over 3x over 3x here, and power 3x plus 6, it will be here divided by 3 about this function to get x plus 2. Okay, this function we can find properties about limited, right? Limited when x approximating to infinity, about 1 plus 1 over 3x all power 3x, multiplication by this limited here x to infinity, about function 1 plus 1 over 3x all power 6 all power third here. This function, the result will be equal e, because this base here equals the power. Multiplication by the result about limited here, with x equal infinity here, 1 over infinity, because 3 times infinity equal infinity, 1 over infinity equals 0, 1 over 0, 1 over infinity equals 0, 0 plus 1 equal 1, 1 power 6 equal 1, all power third. The result will be e power third. It's the result about this example. Limited when x approximating to infinity, about the function 1 plus 1 over x all power 5x, the result will be equal e power 5. Okay, and what about limited when x approximating to infinity, about function 1 plus 1 over x plus 2 all power x plus 5. We can use the properties here about limited x approximating to infinity, and this function 1 plus 1 over x plus 2 all power x. Here we can write 5 equal what? Equal 3 plus 2, and we can write here it will be 2 plus 3 about this function to get here x plus 2 dot limited when x approximating to infinity, about this function, the same function here, 1 plus 1 over x plus 2 all power 1 power 3. Okay, because if we find the original number here, we can 8 power, the result will be x plus 2 plus 3, it will be x plus 5. And the result here, how is this? Limited here, it will be e, because the piece here equals the power. Multiplication by, put x equal infinity here, 1 over infinity equal 0, 1 plus 0 equal 1, 1 power 3 equal 1, the result will be equal e. Limited x approximating to infinity, about this function 1 plus 1 over 3x all power x plus 2. We can find the result about this example by 2 methods. I solved this example from 2 minutes ago, but now I will solve this example by another method. You can write this limited here, 1 plus 1 over 3x all power x, multiplication by limited when x approximating to infinity, about the function 1 plus 1 over 3x all power 2. This function we can multiplication it by 3 and divided by third. Okay, and the result will be e power third. Multiplication here, the result will be here equal 1, because 1 over infinity equals 0, 0 plus 1 equal 1, 1 power 2 equal 1, the result will be e power third. Next question here, limited x approximating to infinity allows function x plus 5 over x plus 7 all power 5x. We can write limited when x approximates to infinity, and this function we can write 7 minus 2, and then divided them. X plus 7 divided by x plus 7 equal 1, subtract by 2 over x plus 7 in denominator, all power 5x. We have here x plus 7 in denominator, okay, and the power must be equality this. Who can tell me the result? We can write 5 out here about this function, here 5, and x here will be 8 7 to it, and subtract by 7, okay. So we can write all power 5 here, limited, x approximated to infinity, 1 subtract to 2 over x plus 7, all power x plus 7 here, multiplication is the same, fraction here, this function, 1 minus 2 over x plus 7, all power negative 7. Put x equal infinity here, 2 over infinity equal 0, 1 minus 0 equal 1, 1 power any number equal 1. And here, again, the result about this limited here will be e power negative 2. Multiplication 1, all power 5, the result will be e power negative 2, all power 5, negative 2 times 5, it will be equal negative 10. The result will be e power negative 10. Limited, so automating to 0, 1 plus x, all power 1 over x, the result will be equal e. And if we put here in number 3, the result will be e power 3. If we put here in number 5, the result will be e power 3 times 5, the result will be e power 10. Okay, don't forget this example. Okay, 1 plus 5x all power 3 over x, the result will be e power 10. 5 times 3 equal 50. The result will be e power 15. Limited, when x approximating to infinity, both function 1 plus 5 over x plus 1 all power x. We can solve this limited here by add 1 to the power and negative 1. Okay, add 1 and negative 1, and using properties, 1 plus 5 over x plus 1 all power x plus 1, multiplication limited x approximating to infinity, the same function here, 1 plus 5 over x plus 1 all power negative 1. Put x equal infinity here, the result will be 5 over infinity equals 0, 1 plus 0 equal 1, 1 power negative 1 equal 1. Multiplication by the result here will be what? Will be e power 5, because the base here equal to the power. The result will be e power positive 5 here, the result will be e power 5. Limited, when x approximated to infinity, about 1 plus 1 over x all power fifths of x. The result here will be what? Will be e power 1 over 5. And what about limited, when x approximating to infinity, about this function 1 plus 1 over x all power 2x plus 5. We can find the result by write limited x approximating to infinity about this function 1 plus 1 over x all power 2x, multiplication by limited when x approximating to infinity 1 plus 1 over x all power 5. The result here will be 1 over infinity equals 0, 0 plus 1 equal 1, 1 plus 1 power 5 equal 1, multiplication by, the result here will be e power 2. The base here equal x, we can write here all power 2, it's meaning e power 2, 0, so the result will be e power 2. Limited, x approximated to infinity about this function x over x minus 1 all power x. We can subtract add 1 here and add 1. Okay, we must this example. Okay, don't forget, I will solve it here. I will add negative 1 and we will add 1. X minus 1 plus 1 over x minus 1 whole power x. Why we do it? To find x minus 1 over x minus 1 equal 1. We can write limited when x approximating to infinity. The first, our result here, it will be 1 plus 1 over x minus 1 all power x. Okay, the result will be 1 plus 1 over x minus 1 all power x. We must add here to the power negative 1 and positive 1. Okay, we do it why? Because we will write the rule here, 1 plus 1 over x minus 1 all power x minus 1 multiplication by limited when x approximating to infinity was this function 1 plus 1 over x minus 1 all power 1. The result here will be 1. Why? Because 1 over infinity equals 0, 0 plus 1 equal 1, power 1 equal 1 here. The base here equals the power, then the result will be e. So the result will be what? E multiplication by 1, the result will be equal e. Limited x approximating to infinity was this function 2x plus 5 over 2x plus 1 all power x plus 2. We can write limited when x approximating to infinity. This function 5, we can write it what? We can write 4 plus 1. We can write here about this 4 plus 1. And write here two coefficient about x to x plus 4. Write two coefficient here. The result will be 2 multiplication x plus 2 all plus 1 over 2x plus 1. Okay, we can write again. We have 1 here. So 5 we must write it 1 plus 4. 1 plus 4. Okay, and write 2x without using coefficient here. Okay, because it's 1, not 2. Then we can write 2x plus 1 here over 2x plus 1 plus 1 over 2x 4. Okay, because we will get 2x plus 1 here over 2x plus 1 and remainder 4 over 2x plus 1. Okay, all power x plus 2 about the function. Okay, the result will be limited when x approximating to infinity. The result will be 1 plus 4 over 2x plus 1 all power x plus 2. Okay, x plus 2 here such that must be equality the base here. So can you tell me the result here? We can write multiplication by 2 here. 2 times x equal to, and here will be 4. 2 times x, it will be 2x. 2x plus 2, it will be 2x plus 4. And I divided by 2 to the power. And then 2x plus 4, write 2x plus 1 plus 3. And write the function here. This function, okay, power 2x plus 1. And this function, the same function limited. This function here, all power 3, all power half outside. The result here will be e power 4, and the result here will be equal 1, because 4 over infinity equal 0, 1 plus 0 equal 1. E power 4 times 1 all power half, the result will be e power half times 4 equal 2. The result will be e power 2. Next question here, limited x approximating to infinity about function 3x plus 1 over 3x plus 5 whole power x plus 2. Look at here, 1 we can write it 5 minus 4. We can write it what? 5 minus 4, and write limited x approximating to infinity. This function 3x plus 5 over 3x plus 5 equal 1. Subtract 4 over 3x plus 5 all power x plus 2. Okay, think it with me. The base here such that must be like it. I will multiplication by 3 here. It will be 3x and it will be 6, and divided by what? Divided by 3 here. Okay, and then 6 I will put it what? 5 plus 1. Okay, then limited when x approximating to infinity, 1 minus 4 over 3x plus 5 all power 3x plus 5 multiplication by the same base here, limited when x limited to infinity. We can write here 1 minus 4 over 3x plus 5, the same base, all power what? Power 1. Understood? All base power what? Power third. The result here will be e power negative 4 because the base equals the base, and this number will be negative 4. It's meaning 1 plus negative 4 or 1 minus 4 over 3x plus 5. Don't forget the sign here, okay? The result will be a negative 4. And the result here will be 1 because 4 over infinity equals 0, 1 minus 0 equal 1. And 1 power 1 equal 1 times e power negative 4 or power third. The result will be e power negative 4 over 3. Okay, thinking about this question with me, limited, we have here limited x approximating to pi, sec power 2x all power 3 cotan power 2 x subtract 2. This question from government in the internet, okay? It's very important, my students. Look at here, sec power 2x, we know sec power 2x equal 1 plus 10 power 2x all power 3 multiplication this function here cotan power 2x, derivative about 10 will be equal cotan. Okay, and cotan meaning what? Cotan meaning 1 over 10 power 2 x subtract by 2. Understood? We have here 3 outside, 3 here up. It's the power about the base. This base 1 plus such that y equal or over 3 over y minus 2. Let y equal 10 power 2x. This example. Then limited when x approximated to pi, then y, put x equal y here, so y will be what? 10 power 2 about pi, by its meaning 180. Tan 180 about the circle here, 180. We have the point here negative 1 and 0, and 10 it's meaning what? Sine over cosine. We have cosine and sine. Sine over cosine will be 0, then limited x will be 0 when this angle will be pi here, x will be pi in this function. He tell us x equal pi, x approximate to pi, put x equal pi here, then y will be equal 0. When x approximating to pi, then y, okay, we put here x approximated to pi, then x minus p will be equal 0. When x approximated to 0, then y will be approximated to what? X approximated to pi. Okay, put pi here, then y will be equal what? 0. So when x approximated to pi, then when x approximated to pi, then y will be approximated to what? To 0. About the function 1 plus 10 power 2x. We can cancel 10 power 2x and write y. All power 3 over y subtract by 2. Okay, we can write limited when y approximate to 0 about the function 1 plus y all over 3 over y here, all multiplication the same, limited when x approximating or y approximating to 0 about the function here 1 plus y all power negative 2. The result here will be y or b, sorry, the base here equals the base and equal 3, so the result will be e power 3 multiplication by the result here will be what? 1 plus y or power negative 2. It will, when y equals 0, put y here equals 0, 1 plus 0 equal 1, power negative 2 equal 1. The result will be e power 3. It's the result about this example. Limited when x approximating to pi, was the function sine x plus sine pi over 2 all power 8 over 11 cosec x. You know cosec inverse about sine, and sine pi over 2 sine 90 equal 1. Then you can write limited x approximating to pi about this function sine x plus 1 all over 8 over 11 multiplication sine x. Okay, we can write when x approximate to pi, then sine pi equals 0, sine 180 equals 0, then limited when sine x approximating to 0, because we get sine here and sine here. About this function sine x plus 1, write 1 up here, 1 plus sine x. Okay, it's power 1 over sine x multiplication by the power 8 over 11. I write 8 over 11 outside here and 1 over sine x down, because angle here equal angle here, with x here unknown here equal unknown. If you put here y and here y and here will be y, if you put it y, then the result will be here e all power 8 over 11. So the result will be 8 over 11. Limited when x approximating to 0, about function 3x plus 1 and here x plus 1 all power 1 over x. We can simplify this function inside by dividing x numerator and numerator. Is limited when x approximated to 0, it will be 1 plus 1 over x over 3 plus 1 over x all power 1 over x. Okay, let 1 over x equal y. When x approximating to 0, y will be approximating to what? When it's infinity. Okay, they are limited when x approximating or y, cancel x and write y to infinity about this function 1 plus y over 3 plus y all over all power what? Power y. Write 1 here equal what? Cancel 1 and write 3 plus what? Equal 1, 3 plus negative 2. Okay, because 3 minus 2 equal 1. Why we do it? We must find 1 here. 3 plus y over 3 plus y equal 1. Subtract 2 over 3 plus y all power y. And then the power here must be equality the base. Then y we will add 3 to it and negative 3 about it. Okay, okay. And then you can write limited y when y equal to 0 or infinity here. Okay, now this function 1 minus 2 over 3 plus y all power 3 plus y multiplication by limited when x approximating to infinity about the function 1 minus 2 over 3 plus y all power what? Power negative 3. I write this power here to find the result. About this result will be what? E power negative 2. The result here e power negative 2 because the base here equals the power, and this result here will be equal what? Result here equal 1 because 2 over infinity equals 0. 1 minus 0 equal 1. 1 power negative 3 equal 1. The result will be e power negative 2 about this example. Look at this question from questions bank. Okay, this question very important. Limited when x approximated to 0, 1 minus x over 3x minus 1 all power 1 over x. Okay, let this example let 1 over x equal y, and when x approximating to 0, y will be approximating to infinity, 1 over 0 infinity. Okay, when x equals 0, then y approximate to infinity. Look at here. I will cancel x and write y approximate to infinity about this function. Here 1 minus x we can write here by divided by x numerator and denominator, 1 over x minus 1, and here it will be 3 minus 1 over x all or and here was x approximated to 0. But 1 over x equal y here, then limited when y approximated to infinity about this function, y minus 1 over 3 minus y all power y. Okay, we have here in denominator 3 minus y. Okay, it was positive, the example, okay, sorry, it was positive, never mind. Okay, we have 3 plus y here, it's meaning y plus 3, and here we can write what, y plus 3 minus what, y plus 3 minus 4, it will be get negative 1. Why we do it? Because we want to find one outside here, limited one y approximate to infinity, y plus 3 over y plus 3 equal 1 minus 4 over y plus 3 all power y. This base must be equal to the base, so we must add 3 and negative 3, and then limited when y approximated to infinity about this function, 1 minus 4 over y plus 3 over power y plus 3 dot the same limited y approximated to infinity about the same function, 1 minus y over y plus 3 all power negative 3. The result here about this function, base equal base, and the result will be e power negative 4. Multiplication, the result will be here when y equal infinity, it will be 4 over infinity 0, 1 minus 0 equal 1, power negative 3 equal 1, the result will be e power negative 4. Okay, limited x approximating to pi over 4 cosine power 4 of x all power sec 2x, cosine inverse about sec. We have here 2x, but we have here x, so we must know relation between them. About sec 2x, it's meaning 1 over cosine 2x, and we know cosine 2x equal cosine power 2x subtract by sine power 2x, or 1 subtract 2 sine power 2x. You know this properties or not? Okay, look at here, we know cosine 2x equal cosine power 2 of x, subtract sine power 2 of x, and equal 1 subtract 2 sine power 2 of x, all equal to cosine power 2x minus 1. We get the half of the angle here. Okay, this function we can write it 2 cosine power 2 x all power 2 about this function. Okay, and 2 multiplication by the power. Thinking with me here, and we have the rule here. We have limited when x approximating to pi over 4. This function we can write 2 cosine power 2 of x all power what? Power 2. Multiplication the power here, it will be 2 sec 2x. We can find the relation between them. Put 1 here, cosine power 2x where? Here. It's meaning cosine 2x plus 1, moving negative 1 here, then cosine 2x plus 1 will be 2 cosine power 2x. Cancel 2 cosine power 2x and write cosine 2x plus 1. Then limited when x approximating to pi over 4 about this function, 1 plus cosine 2x here, cancel this function right here, and the power here will be 2 over cosine 2x, because sec 2x is the inverse about what? Cosine 2x. We have here base equal base. But we have here x approximated to pi over 4, so we can cancel cosine 2x and write y. Write cosine 2x equal y here and cosine 2x equal y. And y will be approximated to what? Infinity of 0. Y will be approximated to 0. Y, we put here cosine 2x plus 1 equal y. We put it here. When x approximated to pi over 4, let x here equal pi over 4, cosine 2 multiplication by over 4 plus 1 equal y. It's meaning what? Pi over 2, it's meaning pi over 2, it's meaning 90. It's meaning what? 90, okay? And we can cancel cosine 2x, right? Cosine 2x equal y. Cosine 2x equal y. Okay, then cosine 2x here equal what? Cosine 2x equal 2 cosine power 2x minus 1. 2 cosine power 2x. Then 2 cosine power 2x equal cosine 2x plus 1, and we put here 2 cosine power 2x equal 1 plus y. Understood? Again, I put here, the example was x approximated to pi over 4 and 1 plus cosine 2x. Okay, it's the example. I put y equal cosine 2x only. Don't have here y. Okay, then when x approximated to pi over 4, then y approximated to what? Cosine this number, it will be what? Pi over 2, 90, cosine 90 equals 0. Then y will be equal 0. The limited when y approximating 0, 1 plus y all power 2 over y. The result will be e power 2, because the result here will be all power 2. It's meaning e power 2.